Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, but definitely hit the like button. I just want to say I appreciate how you guys have been running this channel up. I appreciate you guys so much as we work hard to bring you good content, okay? I just want you to know, all my subscribers that have been here, I appreciate your loyalty. All of the new ones that are coming in, I want you to know that I appreciate you for choosing this channel to subscribe to support. I will not disappoint you guys as we rock. It seems like that my new subscribers that are coming in, I got tied tongue on that, are fitting right in with the subscribers that have already been here. And as I always say, my subscribers absolutely rock. They be on their grown folk stuff. They don't come in here. We get a few lunatics from time to time, but they don't be subscribed. They come in to troll, but my subscribers, they rock. They absolutely rock. We be on our grown folk stuff over here. I appreciate that so much. But this morning, I wanted to take it back to Young Dolph for a few minutes. Y'all know Young Dolph was a Memphian. I was born and raised in Memphis. Um, and although I live on the outskirts of Memphis, I'm still in Memphis every single day. I'm a Memphis girl. My business is in Memphis. Um, I love Memphis. And so I pretty much love to pay homage to Young Dolph simply because of what he did for Memphis. And I hate that, jealousy was people was overtaken. There were Memphians that was overtaken with jealousy, and they plotted and paid to have him taken out. That bothers me so much because I feel like had Young Dolph lived and these Negroes had not tried to play God and take him out because of their jealousy, he was really gonna do some stuff. He was already doing really great things for the hood. Like he was signing rappers, teaching them the recipe as he say. That's my favorite uh uh that's my favorite verse that he has. Broke black nigga remember me until I found out the recipe. That resonates with me so much because a lot of people want the opportunity. It's a lot of people, it's just one, I mean, they just one thought from being millionaires, especially when they're hungry and they're doing it right. One thought, because we know that when you're creating generational wealth as it relates to the music industry, they don't want you to find out the recipe. They want you to be a famous slave. They want you to be okay with being famous and taking crumbs. But Young Dolph, he had a mind, and he was also teaching the young dudes in the hood the recipe. A lot of people don't know that you ain't got to go and be nobody's hitman or take no money to go and take nobody out. You really, especially if you real hungry and you got to tell it, you just one thought from being a millionaire. Always remember that. And so that's why, I love that verse. Broke black nigga remember me until I found out the recipe. And the good thing about Young Dolph was, as Memphians, we love him so much because he didn't mind teaching other people the recipe, even dudes that wasn't even really showing him no loyalty, because he was about getting money. He was about getting money and speaking about wealth. And if you really wanted to work hard to attain wealth, he was gonna help you. You can't say that for a lot of other people because they want you to be up under them, be their hit me and be their flunky, um, and all that. Okay, but Young Dolph wasn't that. So that brings me to Paper Route Wu and Snupe Bandz. Okay, these are two of his artists, up and coming, got an album that's blazing. Okay. And so I know a lot of people go, but are Young Dolph's artists kind of fading into the background? You have to understand they're independent. And so even with them being independent, they don't have that big machine, meaning those record companies behind them to consistently put their promotion out. But guess what? They ain't being pimped. So when their money comes in, it's longer. Okay. And that's why a lot of people was mad at Young Dolph. He was not, the record company was not whoring him out. He was not a rich slave. Okay. So he was smart enough to find out the recipe and apply it, and then good God Almighty, he was able to he did, because he had a good heart, want to not just keep it to himself, and that was the problem. He wanted to tell everybody else and teach everybody else the recipe. And so I was looking at Paper Route Woo and Snupe Bandz, who has a new album called Boys in the Hood. Hey, every time I mean, I ain't, y'all know I'm just getting into this rap stuff, right? And because I used to listen to rap back in the day. Y'all know I'm old. When I started talking about, I used to listen to Salt and Pepper and Boogie Down Productions. Who else? I used to like a lot of rappers from back in the day, you know. But that's when rap was not dark. They didn't try to. They weren't doing. The record execs weren't doing what they're doing now. Okay, which is trying to destroy the African American community. They're trying to take something that God blessed Black people with and has made a lot of Black people wealthy. It could have made more wealthy, if but what they started doing was, when they saw that Black people was getting wealthy, the evil men in the background started hiding the recipe. Okay. And so you saw Black people being famous, but they were still living in the projects, and that's kind of how they want it. And which is why it pisses me off when you have Black people that took Young Dolph out. They got jealous. He had found out the recipe, teaching everybody else the recipe. These niggas, some of them had already been slaved, put into slave contracts. They should have been trying to get with him and get out of them slave contracts and help him to go against the record industry that is basically trying to make Black people slaves. Instead, you got Black people like Gotti, I don't mean no harm, okay, who has been tied up in these deals and feel like, because it happened to me, then I went through a, young nigga, you got to go through it too, instead of killing that cycle. And my God Almighty, y'all get so jealous, and I'm just saying anybody that y'all take him out. It ain't nothing cool about that. It ain't nothing cool. That's the reason why I consistently talk about Young Dolph. This stuff got to stop. And so it's a damn shame. And I'm gonna get back into Snupe Bandz and Paper Route Woo. But I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about Paper Route Woo and Snupe Bandz, because I was ready to get into some more stuff, because I get heated when I talk about Young Dolph, because what they did to him was wrong. But Snupe Bandz and Paper Route Woo got an album out, and I think it's almost at platinum. Okay, so I'm telling y'all, go listen to it. It's almost at platinum, so y'all go ahead and just make it certified platinum, just like Key Glock. Run them up. Young Dolph said, run them up until you can't run them up no more. And let these Negroes know that y'all took him out to try to stop his success. You couldn't stand to see him successful, and to try to stop the success of his rappers, but you ain't did nothing. You made him immortal. Okay? But I want to let y'all listen to a little bit of their interview, okay? And they had an admiration for Young Dolph because they grew up in Castelia, where Young Dolph grew up at. And so they're younger than Young Dolph. But they had an admiration for him. They watched him rise because they all grew up in the same hood. They was like the little dudes. They watched him. They admired him. And then he turned around and signed them. Hold on.
You was even up there in Aspen with them. Yeah, that should look like a movie up there.
Hold on.
Fun. I was just chilling, laid back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to do nothing. Just like this shit was like a dream on God. Like the shit when he come at the booth, and then you hear it.
Hold on.
Pull the roll one, camera. Look, come to Atlanta and shit. And then he did this shit.
Whole situation come with that.
Yeah, when I started rapping, I just started dropping, I dropped like 3-4 songs and shit. Every song I used to drop, I used to sing the Daddy on Dog type shit. So they was hearing this shit. And when I would drop my videos, I was just calling me and they asked me what I've been doing and shit. And one day he just let me know, he was like, I'm gonna sign you type shit. told us to come to Atlanta and shit. And then he did this shit, type shit. I ain't had them like 3-4 songs out, type shit. Like he had faith in me. He already knew a nigga was hard, type shit.
Then he came to your hood, or I guess both of y'all.
Yeah, he came to our hood.
Yeah, came to y'all hood
on the block where we all came up on.
Pulled up on the block.
Yeah. Gave y'all the chains and everything.
Yeah. Pulled up in the camouflage, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Pulled up Roll Royce, camouflage joint.
Color.
Orange forges on these joints.
With the orange good.
No cap.
Yeah, I think that was big just for the whole hood to be able to see that shit too.
Yeah, like, the hood was happy here.
The hood
like,
proud.
It shit gave the hood hope.
Absolutely.
On everything. That's why there's a lot of young niggas in the hood rapping.
That's it, man. What was it like working in the studio with Dolph?
You heard him say that when Dolph signed them, it gave Dolph gave a lot of young dudes in the hood hope. That's why a lot of them rapping right now.
Man, like this shit was like a dream on God. Like to see when he come out the booth, and then you hear this shit like a dream. Like dude was super hard. Like
man, this shit so hard.
Super hard.
God.
Okay.
This shit
off the dome too. He used to come out the dome with this shit.
I used to always want to.
Where I learned from type shit.
Swear. I used to always want to know what it feel like. Oh my God. I finally went experience. That boy, he was hard. Man. Hard. That's why I get a little swag from him, man. He be talking this shit. You feel? He popping. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I know you got to hit the road with him a lot of times too, man. Like, what were those tours like?
Shit, that was fun. That was fun. I was just chilling, laid back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to do nothing, just stay. So I was great. That shit was alright.
Yeah.
You feel me? Traveling. Cause shit, I'm like 40 states up right now. Be all good. Yeah. I like travel.
Yeah, so you was even up there in Aspen with them.
Yeah,
that should look like a movie up there.
I had a snowboard in 2 days.
So what can y'all tell us about Dolph, like away from the music, you know, away from the videos, off camera and everything? Like, I know a lot of shits came out since then, like how generous he was and everything, but like, you know, what's some personalities, some qualities of him that really stuck with you guys?
He was just down to earth, like type shit. Like he wasn't like a lot of niggas be cocky here because they know like what they got and shit. He was just down to earth nigga, like a normal person. Like no matter who you were, he treat you like a regular person type shit. Like he was real type shit, real nigga. No cap,
for real. What about you, Will?
What was the question? I had got lost in my thoughts.
It's like what Dolph was like, you know, away from the camera, away from the music.
He was just him though. He was funny. He funny as hell. I can tell you that. Like he funny as hell. Smokes good weed. I mean, we first brought that Tabado to me, like, Dolph, man, behind the camera, like, off this shit, though, he a real nigga, though. Solid. You hear me? Like, that nigga solid. Yeah, my dog.
Yeah, I'm with Dolph, man. Crazy thing is, it's got to be a year already, man. This shit went by so fast. What do you feel like is his legacy in Memphis?
everything.
That nigga brought gelato to the city. That nigga brought gelato to the. Nobody know about gelato till he got straight and shit. Real, that nigga.
Drip for sure. Like drip. I don't feel like he get recognized enough for drip.
No, he get recognized. Ain't nobody in the game fucking with
drip. Everybody copy his swag, his drip type.
Him fair go to the table. That boy, man, Dolph fucking the ass up. I swear to God, that man. Oh my God, that man fucking the ass up. You don't want to see him. Yeah. You hear? I'm in his little protege. I don't even want to see him. Crazy. Want to see, bro? Crazy.
All right, so let's talk about this music, man. Let's start with In My Bag, man. So this is the first one, y'all.
Okay, that was talking about their admiration for Dolph, and I didn't go through the whole video, but even Paper Route Wu talked about when, Dolph would rap in his songs. Dolph loved the kids, and he said he would remind him when he came to the hood, and Dolph would always give him money. He would always ask him to give him money, and he was like, I was, how you had just your favorite kid in the hood. I was his favorite kid in the hood. He always would give. I would always ask him for a 20 when I was younger, because Dolph was older than them. And he would always, I was just that favorite project kid that he liked. And then, it was like a dream when I got older, this nigga ended up signing me, So rest in peace to Young Dolph, and make sure, sometimes it breaks my heart. You could see the sadness in their face when they talk about Dolph. Dolph was getting ready to do some great things with them. And so that's why, and it still can happen. It still can happen. They still got the talent. I see they still holding on, and I know it's got to be a lot going on, especially with all of this stuff going on as far as the trial that's going to happen. It's gonna be more indictments. I know they can't see that right now, but it is, and all of this meddling, because you had some months back, Snupe Bandz is in his 20s. You had Gotti throwing out subliminals at him, his old ass. All of this stuff early on. The good part about it was that the authorities was watching all of that. Okay. And so there was, it was in the atmosphere that there was a bag on Snupe Bandz' head. Like, it had gotten bad early part of this year. It's like, whoever these people was that paid to take Young Dolph out, they wanted to try to take his artist out. And the good thing about it is, with Snupe Bandz, somebody in law enforcement had told me they got intel on that, which was a good thing. I'm always glad when people who are not happy about what happened to Young Dolph anonymously go to the police to let them know that these same Negroes trying to, take his artist out, which is messed up. That's why I say they tried to stop Young Dolph because they could not stand to see him be blessed. They just could not stand to see him floss, flex. He had all that. He was not owned by anybody. Okay? And he was doing the same thing with his artists. He had with Key Glock. He had said, I'm going to do it one by one. Each artist get their own time. I'm going to work with them, make them millionaires. And then I'm going to go sign other dudes in the hood. He had a plan to make these dudes millionaires, more millionaires. That's all he talked about. He said, I'm going to be a billionaire, so I'm going to make a lot of millionaires. That's what I'm going to do. He said, just like I said, I was going to be a millionaire. And these folks was jealous of him, and they took him out. I can't understand how black people do this to their own hood. They pay these crash dummies to go and destroy, and then feel like we supposed to support them. That's the reason why I say we got to stop supporting these people that is affiliated, or we speculate, if there's any speculation that they have taken out another artist. And just like this Fifth Ward Cam young man is doing on his Twitter, these folks was doing the exact same thing and still do as it relates to Young Dolph, and people are supporting their artists and them. So that's why I say, y'all, we got to pull our funds back from supporting people that are destroying. When I say destroying, it's one thing to rap about something. It's another thing when you're out there feeling like you need to take somebody out because they're competition. But you could look at them. They had their trolls, just like they're doing in Takeoff situation. They put their trolls on the internet and started trying to change the narrative, when everybody in Memphis know damn well what happened to Dolph, been knowing what happened to him. The police and the FBI know too. So that's why you see a lot of Memphians get on the internet, and we say we're just trying to keep his legacy going. We're trying to keep his legacy alive. I ain't trying to solve a damn thing. It's already been solved. He got a dream team. I know damn well I ain't better than the FBI and all them federal entities Dolph got on his case. I look like a damn fool talking about I'm on here trying to solve his case when he got a dream team. I want to bring awareness. And I want to keep his legacy going, his legacy alive. That's why I say promote his artists. They already almost at platinum. Just keep going. Get your stream them. Let these people know that you took Young Dolph out, but you ain't stop a damn thing. Run his artists up. Okay? That album is hard. Them young men had an admiration for him. They watched him from little boys because they grew up in the same hood. Okay? So make sure y'all go, and that was a nice little interview. Make sure y'all go look up Paper Route Woo and Snupe Bandz. Go and stream their album Boys in the Hood. Okay? Go run them up. They represent Dolph all day, every day, okay? All right, you guys. For those of you all, first of all, hit the like button on your way out if you haven't hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, share this video. It helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, you can do it via Cash App. It's on the screen. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll talk with you guys later.